Every November, Americans are told they are witnessing the biggest sale of the year. The truth is harsher. Up to 84% of so-called Black Friday deals are either fake or worse than earlier prices, with retailers engineering frenzy by inflating prices, then pretending to slash them. This $70 billion shopping event is not about savings. It is a high-stakes game of psychological manipulation that spreads debt and disappointment worldwide. How did Black Friday become a global scam hiding in plain sight? The story starts long before the first doorbuster stampede. In the 1950s, the day after Thanksgiving brought a kind of organized chaos to Philadelphia. Police officers forced onto extra shifts started calling it Black Friday, a reference to the gridlocked streets, swarming shoppers, and a city overwhelmed by crowds. The term stuck, at first as a warning about disorder, not discounts. By the 1970s, local newspapers picked up the phrase, using it to describe the city's busiest shopping day. But outside Philadelphia, few had heard of it. Even as late as 1985, retailers in cities like Cincinnati and Los Angeles did not recognize the term at all. Everything changed in the 1980s. Retailers needed a better story, one that would turn chaos into profit. They borrowed from accounting. Red ink meant losses, black ink meant gains. Black Friday, they said, was the day stores finally moved into the black. This new meaning swept across the country, transforming a headache for police into a symbol of retail success. By the end of the decade, Black Friday had become the unofficial start of the holiday shopping season, a day when stores hope to turn their fortunes around. The connection between Thanksgiving and shopping goes back even further. In 1924, Macy's launched its first Thanksgiving Day parade. Over 250,000 people crowded the streets of New York City to watch, and the parade ended with Santa Claus, signaling the start of Christmas shopping. The parade was not just a celebration, it was a carefully planned advertisement, blending spectacle with commerce and cementing Thanksgiving as the gateway to a season of spending. Retailers kept pushing the boundaries. In the 1990s, they began opening their doors at dawn, offering loss leader deals, products sold below cost to lure shoppers inside. The strategy worked. Crowds grew, and the lines outside stores became as much a part of the holiday as turkey or football. By 2010, some stores opened late on Thanksgiving itself. Toys R Us led the charge, starting sales at 10 p.m. and handing out free crayons to families waiting in the cold. Within a few years, Black Thursday had become a new retail tradition, with stores across the country opening ever earlier. The event was no longer just American. In 2012, Canadian retailers adopted Black Friday to stop shoppers from crossing the border. By 2015, the Netherlands joined in, with dozens of stores offering deals despite having no Thanksgiving holiday. Black Friday spread to countries like Germany and Brazil, morphing into a global sales event. The rise of e-commerce only accelerated this trend. Online giants like Amazon introduced their own shopping holidays, including Prime Day, and expanded Black Friday into a week or even a month of rolling discounts. What began as a local headache for Philadelphia police had become a worldwide ritual, engineered by retailers and fueled by relentless marketing. The stage was set for something far more calculated than a simple sale. Retailers have turned price tags into tools of persuasion, not just markers of value. A 6-month investigation by Consumers Checkbook tracked prices at 25 major chains and found that 84% advertised sales more than half the time. In practice, this means the so-called regular price, the one crossed out in bold red, was rarely, if ever, what anyone actually paid. Instead, prices are quietly raised in the weeks leading up to Black Friday, only to be slashed back down when the sales begin. The discount is an illusion, engineered to make shoppers feel like they are seizing a rare opportunity. At the heart of the system is a tactic known as raise then slash. Retailers boost the list price, sometimes just days before the event, then offer a discount that looks dramatic on paper. The new sale price often matches or even exceeds what the item cost earlier in the year. Only a handful of companies, Apple, Costco, and Dell, consistently avoid this practice. For everyone else, the crossed out numbers are little more than stage props. Fake discounts are just the beginning. Doorbuster deals, those ultra-cheap TVs or laptops that draw crowds before sunrise, are often limited to a handful of units per store. Most shoppers never even see these items in stock. The real purpose is not to reward early birds, but to generate a sense of urgency and spark a buying frenzy. Once inside, customers are funneled toward full-price products or deals that are not deals at all. The psychological machinery behind these tactics is well documented. Anchoring bias leads shoppers to judge value based on the inflated original price. making even a modest reduction feel like a windfall. Scarcity triggers loss aversion. When a sign warns only 3 left or a timer counts down, the fear of missing out overrides careful decision-making. Flashing banners, countdown clocks, and real-time notifications all serve the same goal, compressing the window for rational thought and nudging shoppers toward impulse. Consumers' checkbook data shows that nearly every major retailer now relies on these techniques. For shoppers, it is nearly impossible to tell where the real bargains end and the engineered illusions begin. The blueprint is clear: create the perception of savings, amplify the pressure to act fast, and let cognitive biases do the rest. Black Friday now generates more than $70 billion in sales over a single weekend in the United States. But beneath the surface, the profit comes from more than just volume. Retailers have mastered a playbook that transforms perceived bargains into windfall margins. A major tactic is the downgrade. Manufacturers are pressed to produce special Black Friday versions of televisions, laptops, and household appliances using cheaper components. These products look identical to standard models but cost less to make, allowing retailers to advertise deep cuts while protecting or even boosting their profit per unit. The financial machinery does not stop there. The rise of buy now, pay later services has reshaped holiday spending. During the 2024 season, nearly 40% of shoppers used buy now, pay later to stretch their budgets, often stacking multiple purchases across different platforms. For many, the monthly payments pile up, leading to spikes in consumer debt and higher default rates after the holidays. Retailers benefit from the illusion of affordability. Consumers buy more, feeling insulated from the true cost until bills arrive in January. This environment also attracts organized fraud. Data from CN analysts shows that fraudulent transactions on Black Friday are nearly 5 times higher than in a typical week. Attackers target the chaos with bot-driven schemes, fake storefronts, and synthetic identities. The surge is not just a byproduct of more shopping, it is a calculated move to exploit the pressure cooker atmosphere retailers have built. As billions flow through the system, the boundaries blur between legitimate commerce and criminal opportunity, all engineered to maximize extraction from every angle. Walmart's Black Friday television deals have become a case study in engineered disappointment. Investigators found that the televisions advertised at rock-bottom prices often used lower-grade panels, lacking the color accuracy and durability of standard models. These special runs are negotiated with manufacturers months in advance. They are designed to look identical on the outside, but built with cheaper components inside. Best Buy's doorbuster computers follow the same playbook. They are assembled with outdated processors and minimal memory, sold under familiar brand names, and impossible to find outside the Black Friday window. Amazon's algorithmic deal labels add another layer of confusion. A product might be tagged as a limited time offer, even when its price matches or exceeds what it sold for weeks earlier. The Federal Trade Commission has received complaints about these practices, but enforcement remains rare. At Kohl's, legal pressure mounted after lawsuits exposed the company's circular definitions of original prices. The fine print allowed discounts to be calculated from prices that were never actually charged or from what competitors might charge in the future. The downstream effects ripple outward. In the UK, a study by which found that 98% of Black Friday deals were no better than prices earlier in the year. In the weeks after Black Friday, product returns spike by as much as 75%, overwhelming warehouses and driving up costs for everyone. Many of these returned items cannot be resold as new. Electronics with short lifespans or damaged packaging are often discarded, feeding a growing mountain of e-waste. Meanwhile, retail workers absorb the human cost with overnight shifts, mandatory overtime, and the constant risk of injury in crowded stores. The system extracts value at every level, leaving consumers, workers, and the environment to bear the hidden costs. Every November, billions vanish from wallets chasing deals that rarely exist. As retailers refine psychological tactics and debt surges to record highs, the real cost is not just financial, it is trust. The next deal you see is not just a price tag, it is a test of what you are willing to believe.